Hello YouTube, I'm Crava878 and this is my review for Story of Seasons Wonderful Life. As I've played this game and all, I've noticed that when playing this game, they have some stuff that is similar to AWL and ANWL. Along with some changes, which is kind of interesting of getting more of a backstory, which I liked very much. But there are some things that are a bit of a miss that I do not like. For instance, the character making. They could have gave a lot more with the character making. I'm sorry. It's just horrible. Like, they could have done so much more. And yet, they just didn't. Cause, like, I'm sorry, but, like, to have he, him, she, her pronouns, and then they, them, like, what were they thinking? Like, seriously. And then, all in all, just not expand. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, like, they stick to the story, which is kind of interesting, but still, the character making, I gotta say, it's just, I don't like. I don't like at all. Still, it's kind of interesting how you can also, like, deny them too as a game over, and you get this, which is also the same as this, and then it's like, it's your game over. And it's kind of funny how they still keep it, and then that's it, that's the game, it's like game over. And then you get the end credits. So it's like so funny that you could do that. And all in all, so pretty much, it's the same story. They keep the same aspects, same thing, same whatnot. And in the end, it's just funny that, like, there's like two ways to end this game, is like no, and then getting a divorce. I don't know if it's still in this game, but like it's in the original. Long and all, it's interesting that they follow the dialogue, followed by also to add new stuff with heart events. They changed it up a bit, making it not just by the original, but to twist it up a little bit, making you like play more to what it expects and what it is, and it's great and all and whatnot. Then you get the simple tour, the same thing as always of in NAWL and in NAWL. Pretty much, I gotta say, it's disappointing that they don't have the bins that they usually use, or like the classic tin, like kept the classical stuff that they did and just made it more like more modern, which is kind of sad. I mean, the modern look is kind of interesting. At the same time, I wish they could have kept some stuff from the original, bringed it in with the modern as a mix, as an interesting way. All in all, I still like that they added the bell for the coop, but also redid the bell that was part of the barn that was just a buzzer bell, but now it's just a ringing bell. And of course, they give you the classical dogs. You have the floppy ear dog and the pointy ear dog. I've already picked the pointy ear dog in the file that I've already streamed in, because I've never resist the pointy ear dog. I always loved the pointy ear dog in WL. And in the first one, I always had the floppy ear dog because that was my first dog. It was Karo, and he was, everything to me. He was the best buddy I ever had, and I don't know why I named him Karo, but it's just how I was when I was a teenager. Long and all, the graphics are quite great. I gotta say, they did quite an interesting glow up of the original version of it, where the graphics were also great too. And to just make it more amazing, it's just amazing-er and so shocking to see that. Like, seriously. And also, you can skip the introductions, you can skip, meeting everybody in this area if you like to, or go by the actual planning of meeting everybody. But yeah, you get your first cow, you name it, whatever you want. The barn is different, the chicken coop is also different. You get more expansions in this game of carrying more animals than usual, followed by having more breeding option of breeding with a sheep. More in all, I still say that it's kind of fun that you get to have this ability to name every animal, your farm, and even your child and whatnot. Of course, I haven't gotten too far into the game to that point, but I will get to that point of the aspects of the marriage and all, and what do I think of it in the end. For all, this is my review of what I think so far in the game. I can still say it's an 8 out of 10 right now, so yeah. Besides the characteristics of the situation where they changed the names, they changed the places. For it all, I didn't expect them to go this far with keeping some names, but a lot of the names were changed a lot, which is kind of very upsetting. Some of the looks were changed. It's a hard adjustment. At the same time, it's still great. In the end, I still love how they have some places. I still would have enjoyed the houses not look similar, because that's what I loved about the original, is that the houses weren't alike. They had their own individual individual I can't say it. Individual differences of the architects. Sorry. Anyways, but all in all, I gotta say it's quite interesting. They got rid of the glitch. So yeah, you can't cheat anymore like they usually do in AMWL, where you can like use another controller to cheat or cheat with the weather. Pretty much you have to do 100% earning everything yourself. And all in all, you can befriend people. They added mixes between AMWL with the SE and the original of GameCube, which is quite an interesting aspect as well. The only thing I wish they didn't do is Cody, aka Gordy, I cannot pronounce people's names apparently because of it. Like I said, the Switch is hard to remember. That's the reason why I still rate this 8 out of 10, because it is hard to remember most of these names because there's too much of a Switch here. It is hard to remember who is who and what is what. And it's like your brain is hard to fascinate on what to call them because your brain is too used of the Mandela effect of what you used to know them as. And now with all this huge Mandela effect that is a massive one, it's just hard and to adjust to. And you have to adjust to finding plants and whatnot. And overall, the emotes above the head is a new thing that's kind of interesting. I kind of like it. It kind of shows them more expression. I would have liked them adding more expression for the sadness, because there is not much to show when they are sad. It is hard to tell if they are sad or if they are angry. There seems like they had a hard time in dealing with that emotion, dealing with that expression. All in all, in hauling, I still don't understand why a camera. Like, you could just take photos in any game with the capture feature. I don't know why they added this. This is also another miss. Another miss is moving the storage and the shed out of the picture. Like, the storage is over here now, which is used to be known as, like, what was used to be known as the shed storage. And the food storage is now out in the open for just Murray or Pooey to just take it now. And that's just also just horrible. And the thing is, I like how there's some references to some of the stuff, especially when it comes to events. For instance, there's a picture from Romana from the event where Van and Romana are close to each other in her house, and she gets a painting from him. That's an old event that pretty much is always been a part of the original of him in the beginning. So yeah, you start off with your first photo, and like you got music here. You got a TV, you got the classic news, the fortune telling, well, the weather, the news, and of course the classical shows where we got like a reference to River King Valley. We also got there's cooking recipes where you can learn stuff. There's also the mirror where you can look at yourself, and there's also where you can change your look. You only can change your hair. You can't change your eyes. You can't change you can't change and of course you're forced with the damn freaking tutorial, which is so annoying. Another thing is, if you play on this, like on the same console or on a different file, starting all over again, you keep the achievements that you get, which is quite interesting, like they do with Mineral Town. Again, they could have done stuff with Mineral Town aspects and put it in AWL's remake, because like the controls are quite confusing. For instance, you're stuck with like tutorials, you're stuck with like it's like you can't exit out of the damn tutorials, which is so annoying. And but yes, you start off with like the classic, you have fertilizer, which is it's easy to put down, and then you get an apple, and then you get like 5 you get you get 5 seeds. And then, yeah, you get a watering can, a sickle, a hoe, and pretty much that's pretty much it. Yeah, you get, you know, the classical tools, which is the milker, the watering can, the sickle, and the hoe. It makes it easier for you to get the milk, along with getting the food. You could grab the stuff, and it's like a new way of scavenger hunting. They changed the flowers. They changed a lot of the aspects of it and whatnot. Like you could say hello to every person, or you could just focus on any person that fancies your boat. Pretty much, they have each person but yeah, you start off with 2400G. And you can do now like a 9x9, like, well, a 9 square plot like you usually do in a Mineral Town. And also they tell you about the aspects of said the crops. I like how they tell you, and they have every diary what they have from from both original games. They have and in the end, it's kind of interesting how you can now yeah, so now you can find like the stuff. I don't know why Matthew's in the way. I'm not used to this. Get out of the way, Matthew. But yeah, the diaries are still there. There's one here, there's one up there. Long run, everything is different. You get an interesting reference to Mineral Town when you go to the hill. And pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I gotta say, like, um the aspects of how, like, the events and whatnot, it's like, it's just, they could have did better with some stuff. Instead, they made it harder with learning new ways with controls that makes no sense whatsoever. Instead, they just make it more difficult, where, like, you have to find all the plants. There's also, yeah, so some people are the same, some people are not. Now you can cross over here, and it's no longer a hazard where you have to, like, go around now. And now, like, the Harvest Goddess is, like, more in tune of the aspects of the story and whatnot. So yeah, like, you can get recipes from the Harvest Sprites. You can get recipes going inside houses. Um, Instead of just writing everything down, like, everything is, like, part of the stuff now. There's a bulletin board that's over here. So yeah, you get, like, tomato and, yeah, so there's, like, tomato and milky soup. But yeah, they, like, diddle, and then there's the shop over here. You can have a shop. And then there's the cat, and now it's a cafe. So yeah, there's, like, a lot of stuff that they changed. That's, like, really interesting and hard to get used to. All in all, I gotta say, like, the character aspects, some of them actually do look actually not that bad, to be honest. And but yeah, there's a reference to the painting thing. Yeah, so right over here, this is where I was talking about. Um, Over here, there's Van and Romana, and over here it's like the water fountain. And then, yeah, there's the new butler, and, like, it's hard to adjust to all this. And, like, in the end, I still say, like, it's 8 out of 10 for now as my aspects for this game. Like, until, like, I get into the marriage, I'll see if it changes and whatnot. But, like, all in all, when it comes to starting out and all, I still, like, say it's like an 8 out of 10. Because, the game is pretty much kind of interesting, as in, like, the TV, you know, it has it's it's a different shade and whatnot, and yeah. So pretty much, whoops. Pretty much, I wish they could have did some better, like instead of just being stuck with like three pronouns, instead they could have just opened up for vast variety and whatnot. But yeah, like I say, this game's not that bad. I mean, you don't have to like cut things down. You can replant very easily, and mm, and it's quite interesting that you could go running around first person and all. So yeah, I say that for 8, 10 out of game, it's not that bad. So yeah, so go and check out Story Seasons: A Wonderful Life. It's quite an interesting game right now, minus the uh, odd downsides of the movements of the fences and the farms being different colors and different aspects of places and whatnot. But in the end, I gotta say, this game's actually not that actually bad, and it has very good stuff that goes around here. So yeah, that's my review, and be sure to watch me. Bye bye.